it's Anna here from Paper Craft Create and welcome to my channel. Are you ready for the new Kendra's Card Challenge? We're introducing the new challenge with a Kendra's Card Challenge 19 giveaway hop and we're super excited. Hop along to meet all the design team and see all 15 sketches. You can conveniently watch all the videos in the playlist listed below in the description box. There is a huge giveaway, so you can win a fantastic crafty prize from Kendra herself. You'll have multiple chances to win. Every stop will have a secret giveaway phrase, so you can fill out the giveaway form below. At each stop on this hop, be sure to mention the giveaway phrase at the stop when you fill out the form. Stick around until the end to find out my secret giveaway phrase. Now, the deadline for watching this hop and entering the competition is July 12th, and a winner will be randomly chosen and announced on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel under the Posts tab. So if you're a new person to the Kendra's Card Challenges, I would invite you to watch the introductory video. It's linked in the description box below by the wonderful Kendra herself, who gives you a wealth of information and runs through the whole challenge and all the card sketches and bits and pieces. Now, to play along in the actual challenge itself, not the giveaway, you have from the 1st of July through to the 30th of September to create the cards and then upload your photos to Kendra's Card Challenge InLinkz party. Once again, you can go to Kendra's website and all the information will be there. Everything is linked below, so you'll be able to follow along and work out how you can join the wonderful challenge itself. But before you go there, have a look at the videos on offer to get you started and inspire you to do the challenge yourself. So in today's video, I will actually be doing 2 of the card sketches. So I will be doing card sketches 5 and 6. I have decided to use, once again, I think I did in my last video at the start of last challenge, is I decided to use some foil art. So it's a pre-printed toner paper by one of our wonderful super sponsors, which is Crafty Critta in Australia. And I am foiling some of that paper and then some of the gorgeous little elements, which you can see me doing now. I thought I would include this in the video because I just love to, show how the foiling works, and I always find the reveal so super exciting. It just never gets tiresome, and it's just always so sparkly and so gorgeous. So if foiling is something you haven't tried before, I'd encourage you to have a look at what Crafty Critta have to offer. They've got an awesome selection of not only foils, but all this foil art. So that's pre-printed toner art. So all you need to do is run it through either a laminator or one of these hot foiling, or not hot foiling machines, I shouldn't call it that, like a Mink or Crafty Critta in also have their own Your Mate little machine too. So I've chosen a little selection of some sort of beachy themed these seahorses as my focal points for my cards, and they'll all look very gorgeous on them. So with this first card sketch, which is card sketch 5, I've decided to do just a little outline. I just wanted a specific color, which I didn't have the cardstock for, but I had the ink. So I've just put a little border of ink around the front of the card. After I'd done this, I sort of thought to myself, oh, is that going to show through? But because I'm using quite a thick, I think it's like a 250 to 300 GSM cardstock as my base, it didn't seep through at all. So I thought that's great. If you're using something a bit lighter, you might want to just use a plain white cardstock, something thinner, and you can just mat it on top of the card front. But I've just done it directly on because I thought, you know what, I don't have exactly the right color, but I do want to use this blue. as my matting layer. So this is a great way to add that little bit of colour around your edge if you're only just putting stuff on top, and saves you from using extra cardstock. So I am keeping this card sketch fairly much to the intended sketch. However, my seahorse is going to be a little bigger than the focal point, but it is otherwise exactly the same sketch. And as I mentioned earlier, so I've used this as my patterned paper, so it's just something a little bit extra with the foiling on it. And I mean, I just love the way foiling adds that extra bit of shine to your your cards, and just lifts it off the page. And I absolutely love the color combination of this bright blue and green. Anyhow, they're sort of favorite colors of mine, but they just look even more enticing with that bit of foil element to them. So look, it's a fairly easy card sketch, but I think it's just turned up gorgeously. And also the way you add your focal feature and what you do can add a little bit of extra excitement. So what I have done is I've also created, I sort of cut this out from a die. It's just like a texture die, and I thought it looks a little bit like a fishing sort of net type thing, and that's in a silver foil, and then I've used this gorgeous seahorse. So this one here you wouldn't have seen me foil earlier on. It was actually the negative piece from the silver, with a blue toner sheet underneath, which I actually loved because I really loved the blue, and I thought it would really pop off the page with the green and the white, and then that sort of blue around there and the silvers. So I'm really, really super pleased with the way this has turned out, and I think it's a gorgeous card. So I'm just using some simple black sentiment strips. These are some pre-printed ones, and they are actually from another one of our sponsors, just coincidentally, Uniquely Creative, and I do love they have a great selection of pre-printed sentiments which work with some of their dies as well, so you can cut out multiple sentiments at one time, and they do let you know which dies go with which sentiment cards stock. So that is really cute. So it's all very simple, but I just think quite striking, and the black really pops off with all that sort of color and the white sort of background there, which is really gorgeous. So I've used a little bit of foam tape to lift that up. Just love the way that's turned out. So moving on to the second card sketch, which is card sketch 6. Once again, I've kept it to pretty much the same design. The only thing I have done is the card sketch does allude to having like a full bottom piece that you probably, so that top bit and the bottom bit, you would probably use a second bit of cardstock, which I decided that I had some scraps, and you're only going to see the top and bottom of it anyhow, so I just worked out the measurements, which I think in the end is like half an inch, and I've just put one on the top and one on the bottom just so I could use up a bit of scraps. And then I thought you're not going to actually see any of the rest of the cardstock as a matting layer, so I've just utilized using up a couple of scraps, and it looks like I've just matted it on top. So that's a bit of an extra tip if you're putting these cards through together yourself. And once again, I've gone with the same sort of color scheme, and I've just used that blue strip there, and once again I actually just colored that also in with the same ink that I did on another piece of just a lighter weight scrap bit of white cardstock, just to keep it all cohesive and going with that same sort of theme. I just had a little bit of an overlap here, so I'm just cutting and straightening up those edges before I put my focal point on. Once again, I've used the same die, texture die, as a little bit of extra interest underneath my gorgeous focal point of another one of these gorgeous seahorses. Once again, the little focal point on the card is a little bigger, but it will be to the same sort of design, just on that left hand side. I'll also use, once again, one of the sentiment strips too. So before I forget, I want to announce that my secret giveaway phrase to put in the form when you enter the giveaway is Crafty Critta. So please be sure to enter the competition. Remember, you can enter at every stop, so that gives you multiple chances to win on this initial giveaway for the intro of this challenge. And you'll be able to find the form in the description box. So I'd love to encourage everyone to get around to all of the videos to get some inspiration on these amazing new card sketches. Head over to Kendra's introductory video to find out a bit more about the challenge itself, and also check out her Patreon membership. She has some great offerings there for some different price points, if you'd like to get a little bit extra out of the card challenges. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will enjoy this hop, and I look forward to seeing all your cards in the Facebook group. Thank you.